Today we are going to see about R.D. Weinberg Law. Introduction, R.D. Weinberg Law, significance of R.D. Weinberg Law, application of R.D. Weinberg Law. Introduction, R.D. Weinberg Law was proposed by R.D. and Weinberg in 1908. It states that gene frequencies of various genes of a population remain constant generation after generation. When the population is large, mating is at random and in absence of mutation, selection and migration. When the gene frequencies remain constant generation after generation, the population is in genetic equilibrium or Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. When the population is in genetic equilibrium, the rate of evolution is zero. That is, when a population obeys Hardy-Weinberg law, the population will not undergo evolution. Hardy-Weinberg law. So, evolution occurs when Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium is altered. The Hardy-Weinberg law is represented by a simple formula P plus Q equal to 1. P equal to frequency of a dominant gene. Q equal to frequency of a recessive gene. This formula is used to find out the frequency of dominant gene and recessive gene in a population. The frequency of heterozygotes and homozygotes in a population can be calculated by another Hardy-Weinberg formula P plus Q the whole square equal to P square plus 2PQ plus Q square. P equal to frequency of dominant gene, Q equal to frequency of recessive gene, P square equal to frequency of dominant homozygote, 2PQ equal to frequency of heterozygote, Q square equal to frequency of recessive homozygote. Significance of R.D. Weinberg Law. R.D. Weinberg Law lays the foundation for the study of population genetics. It gives a mathematical approach for genetics and evolution. This law states that the gene frequencies in a large population remain constant generation after generation when mating is at random and when there is no selection and mutation. In small population, the equilibrium cannot be maintained. When the population in equilibrium, there is no possibility for evolutionary change and hence the rate of evolution is zero. Evolution occurs only when this equilibrium is upset or altered. The equilibrium is detrimental and it prevents evolutionary progress. The equilibrium tends to conserve grains of characters that have been made in the past and to prevent too rapid changes. The equilibrium keeps a store of recessive gene continually in existence in the population. The equilibrium maintains heterozygotes in the population. Application of Hardy-Weinberg law. Hardy-Weinberg law has two main applications. First, calculation of frequencies of recessive or dominant genes in a population. Second, calculation of heterozygotes in a population. The Hardy-Weinberg law, also known as the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, is a fundamental principle in population genetics that describes the genetic makeup of a population and how it might change over generations under certain conditions. It a theoretical model used to study genetic process. Here are some applications of the Hardy-Weinberg law. First, genetic research. Genetics use the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium as a baseline for studying genetic variation and evolution. By comparing observed allele frequencies in a population to those predicted by the law, researchers can identify factors influencing genetic change such as genetic drift, mutation, migration, and natural selection. Second, disease genetics. In medical genetics, the Hardy-Weinberg law can be applied to understand the genetic basis of disease. By examining the frequency of specific alleles associated with diseases, researchers can determine whether a population is in equilibrium or if other factors, such as selection or mutation, are at play. Third, forensic science. The law can be used in forensics to estimate allele frequencies in the population, which is valuable in determining the probability of matching DNA profiles in criminal investigations. Fourth, conversion biology. Conversionalists and ecologists use the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium to study the genetic health of endangered populations. Deviations from equilibrium can indicate genetic bottlenecks, inbreeding, or other threats to the population's genetic diversity. Fifth, phylogenetics. In evolutionary biology, the R.D. Weinberg Law is used to study the genetic relationships among species and how they diverged from common ancestors. In each of these applications, the R.D. Weinberg Law serves a theoretical framework for understanding genetic patterns and change within populations. It allows researchers to make predictions about the genetic makeup of populations under specific conditions and to detect departures from these predictions which can be indicative of evolutionary process. Thank you.